Hi everyone, just finding you all on my iPad. Okay, just seeing if I can find you and then we can make a start. Evening to you, Hilary. Okay, I've found you all. Lovely. Okay. Evening everyone, welcome to my Wednesday night live crafting. I hope you've all had a lovely week so far. It doesn't feel like Wednesday, it feels like Tuesday because of that lovely long bank holiday weekend we've had. Hope you've all recovered from Easter and you've not eaten too much chocolate. I've had a lovely few days with the girls. We've seen some friends, we've had some fun, we've seen some family, and yeah, it's been really lovely. It's been nice to slow down a bit, and it's been nice to not have to rush around for the school run. I hope you've all had a nice week. So tonight I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you a bit of the card that I made last night. So last night, I won't lie, I spent the whole day yesterday doing not a lot apart from admin. And it was lovely. Me and the girls had a really lazy day, and then last night Darren said, oh, should we watch a film? And I said, yeah, let's do that. And he chose what could possibly be the most boring film I've ever seen in my life. It was graphic, it was just horrible. So I sat and did a bit of colouring, and I've had this idea in my head for a little while about snails in a garden, and when I made that come to life. So if you saw my post earlier, you would have seen that, and I'll show you the card shortly. And we've now moved on, and I'm starting to think of strawberries in that garden and all sorts. So my creative juices are definitely in full flow. So bear with me tonight, and I hope you enjoy. So I've got a hot cup of tea, I've got lots of Stampin blends, I've got an idea in my head, and we will make a start. So I'll just change my camera around for you. And I'm going to move my camera down because I'm going to be doing a lot of colouring. I'm going to move that in so you'll be able to see more of what I'm doing. Oh, there's my little post-it note with some instructions on from the other day. Oh, bear with guys, bear with. That's better. Right, so that is nice and tucked in. So let's show you what I made last night. So here is my lovely snails in their garden, and I've lost track of how many stamp sets I used last night, but my idea came to life and I'm really pleased with it. Look at all those lovely snail eyes. So I've got some nice trees to start us off. I've got a little garden gate, we've got our little grassy area, we've got some flowers, and then we've got those super cute snails. I think they are just adorable. Everything on this card has been coloured with Stampin blends, and I'm going to show you a few of my favourite techniques to colour these snails with tonight. And I've also done the background with blends as well. So I'm not really going to do too much of a background tonight. This is one that's going to appear on my blog. I think that one's going up on Friday. So this is where my idea kind of started, in that we started to create a little garden scene, and again with those lovely trees and our cute little snails, and then we ended up with this. So I'm going to create a bit of a mismatch of the two tonight, but using the strawberries. I've already had a very little play, and this is as far as I've got, so that's kind of where my mind is at with the card. And yeah, let's do some stamping. So let's put my little cards to one side. But yeah, I love that card, and even inside we've got a lovely little snail too. It's cute. So yes, love those cards. So this card is quite literally just made with white card. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of handy techniques. So I'm going to cut my card base first, and I'm going to cut it so that it measures 10.5 centimetres wide by the length of your A4. And I'm going to turn and line that at 14.9, and score. So we've got our lovely card, and I'm going to go with a landscape card today. And then here I'm going to cut this down so it's just 1 centimetre smaller than our surface area, which is 9.5 centimetres. Okay. And you'll need 2 pieces of those, 1 for the outside and 1 for the inside. And then I want 2 pieces of white that's just a bit bigger, so I'm going to cut a strip that is 10 centimetres. And I'm going to cut it down to 14.4. And again, I want 2 pieces. So for this card, you need a piece of basic white card and you need a card base. And my card base is cut from thick basic white. Okay, so that's all I need my trimmer for this evening. So we have our little base layer and our layer that we're going to stamp on. Okay, and you'll also need some for your actual stamping as well. So I'm going to put those pieces to one side, and then I want another piece for my stamping. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp that gate. Now this gate comes from Grace's Garden. Grace's Garden is actually retiring at the end of this annual catalogue. So that actually means that once the stamp set is sold out, it is gone forever. So I'm inking everything tonight with Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to move it into the middle ever so slightly. Stamping my little gate. Give that a good push because that's a photopolymer stamp. And then I'm going to stamp this image here, which is using the Sweet Strawberries, which is from the Sweet Strawberry stamp. And I'm going to stamp that over the top of my gate. And then I'm going to give that a little turn, and I'm going to stamp that again about there. Yep, let's go for that about there. So this is how I'm creating my scene, and don't worry, a lot of this is going to be covered up afterwards. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my ground, and I'm going to create my ground with a blending brush and a crumb cake stamp pad. So there's quite a lot going on this card, but I love the fact that we start with a white piece of card and we end up and just colour over those lovely leaves. And all will become clear. It's all to do with layering this technique. Like so. Colour over those leaves. There's going to be quite a bit of fussy cutting tonight as well, which I'm sure that doesn't surprise you. There's one other piece I've forgotten to stamp. We can do that now, and this is just an add-on piece to our gate. Someone's just asked a question. Do I know when the blending brushes will be available again? I don't, I'm afraid, no. They've been on back order for a little while now, so hopefully it won't be too long. Okay, so we now have that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in my gate, and for my gate I'm using soft suede. For my colouring, I prefer to use the fine edge of our pen. And just try and colour as much as you can of that image. I definitely hope they will be in soon, because I need some more. And they're not forgetting the pieces in between. So tonight's live is going to take a while, but we're only going to make one card. Okay. So there's my dark one, and there's not much difference between these two shades actually. So I'm going to use a bit of crumb cake as well, I think. Let's use some crumb cake. Like so. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to colour our little background. So I'm going to use, oh, this one, I trod on this one, look, and I've broken it. But I think I've got another one in that shade, I do. So I'm going to colour just in between those fence pieces with a bit of pool party. And then with my thick edge, I'm just going to colour in that background. Now my pool party blend is running out, to say the least. Let's see if this one is any better. This is better. And the important thing when you're doing backgrounds is to make sure that your lines all go in the same direction. Okay, and then I'm going to colour over those flowers. Like so. So it just looks a bit wishy-washy at the moment, doesn't it? It doesn't really look like we're creating anything other than a big mess, but it will come together, I promise you. Now I have this little stamp here, which is like grass, and that comes from the Kangaroo and Company set, and I'm just going to go along the edge of where that crumb cake meets the sky and just add that in. Okay. And then I've got an old olive blend now. I'm just going to go over that image till we get a little bit of grass. And I'm not being too careful at all at this stage. And then I'm going to add a bit of definition with a dark old olive blend. Like so. So there we have that. And then if you've got any gaps between your sky and your grass, now just go over it. Okay, like so. So now we've done that, we can kind of put that to one side and just forget about it for the moment, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we need to stamp 2 of these lovely leaves. I'm mesmerised by your colouring. Oh Sharon, that's really sweet, bless you, thank you. So we're going to have 2 of those. Like so. And then we want 2 snails. And the snails I'm going to colour, we want one of these ones. And then we want one of these. Like so. So while that ink is drying, we're going to stamp some strawberries. So for those of you that watched the other day, I used Real Red and Poppy Parade for my strawberries. Tonight I'm going to use Mango Melody and Poppy Parade. So let's see how this comes together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our background of our strawberry. I'm just going to move these around as my desk is getting smaller. So no, we're going to stamp our outline of our strawberries. And we want 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cover my ink pad up before I put my hand in it. And then now we're going to stamp the infill image with Mango Melody. Like so. It's a very different colour for our strawberries. Like so. And then taking a Poppy Parade ink pad, I'm going to use a sponge dauber and add a bit of red. So our strawberries aren't going to be too ripe yet. And there we have our strawberries. I love that colour on those strawberries. Okay, and then before we cut them out, we want to stamp the tops of our strawberries. Okay, so I'm going to add the tops with Memento. A slug in my garden, don't wait for the strawberries to ripen. They definitely don't. My mum absolutely becomes possessed by strawberries in the summer, her garden. And she becomes a woman on a mission to get them out. And every year is the same, and every year they come back. And she's tried everything. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little infill stamp. I'm stamping in Old Olive now. There we have it. Look at those. Don't they look delicious? Love them. Okay. I hate slugs and snails. But you like these ones, Mum. They're very cute, aren't they? So now let's colour everything else in. And I'd love to say there's some I've made earlier, but no, I'm going to have to cut all of this out. So with my leaves, I am colouring with a light Old Olive, and I'm not being too careful with my colouring because I want that sort of watercolour kind of wishy-washy effect. And then I'm going to add some dark Old Olive. I wouldn't mind, but I'm allergic to strawberries. I know quite a few people that are allergic to strawberries. My girls eat them like they're going out of fashion. They're always eating strawberries. And then, so those are my leaves. So my leaves really aren't too heavily coloured at all. Okay. And then for my little flowers, I'm going to use a light Mango Melody just to colour in the centres. I wish they were like yours, but they're evil eating all my plants. They are pretty horrible, Mum. I won't lie. Okay, so we've got those. And now we need to colour our snails. So my technique for colouring my snails are like this. So can you see that there? And I'm going to show you how I colour those. So I'm going to use two different colours. I've got grey granite, granite, however you say it. And then I'm going to use a colour lifter. Colour lifter is your best friend when it comes to Stampin' blends. You really do want to keep that colour blend. You don't want to make it too dry because it won't work very well. You want to, I think I've gone through about 5 or 6 of them in my time as a demonstrator because that's how much I use it. Okay, someone the other day was saying they don't like their colour lifter because it leaves kind of white lines, but in a way that's kind of the point of it. It takes the colour out of things, so it depends how you use it. But if it's used in the right way, then it will look really nice. So I've done my dark grey granite and then my light grey granite. And now I'm going to add a touch of light crumb cake, like so. And then I'm going to go back to the light. And I'm going to go over all of it and just blend it together. Okay, so you get a bit of a wishy-washy looking snail. Okay, then using your colour lifter, and this is the fun bit, you're going to use the fine tip and you're just going to add lots of little dots to him. And then you get a dotty little snail. Isn't he nice? And I just love that little extra detail on it. I think it just makes it really, really sweet. Okay, so we'll just do that on the small guy. Turn him round. So we're going to start with the grey, the dark grey granite. I'm going to colour this little area down here. And then use the light. And actually when you put the light over the dark, the light kind of does take some of the colour out, so they're really clever, these blends. And then we'll use our light crumb cake to make him a bit grubby looking, grubby little snail. Horrible thing to say, isn't it? And then again with that lovely colour lifter, we'll just add those little dots. For that added detail. It just makes him look a bit mottled and a bit different really. There, can you see that? Cute. So we're going to colour the shells in. And for the shells, I think I'm going to go with a bit of balmy blue. So for the shells, I am going to colour with the light all over, like so. And then with the dark, I'm going to follow the lines of my snails pattern, like so. Like so. To get that definition. And then I'm just going to go over again very lightly with the light. Okay, but I haven't gone all the way over, so you've got a little bit of shadow like so. And then to finish this little guy off, I'm going to colour in that little heart on the letter he's carrying. So let me know what you think. And then for this one, I'm going to ignore the parcel, the present on top, because I don't want that on my card. So I'm going to colour all over with the light balmy blue. And then in the same way, I'm going to go around the edge with the dark. And on this one, I'm going to colour in those little stripes as well with the dark. Okay. and then back with the light. Just going to blend around. And if you want to with your snails, you can add a couple of little dots here and there, just to bring up that little pattern again. Okay, and there we have our finished snails. So now what I'm going to do, and this will take a while, is cut it all out. But don't worry. Do I do classes with my blends? I sure do, Louise. I have a monthly blends club, and each month we have a different stamp set that we look at. So this month's stamp set is actually the all dressed up stamp set, which is quite an oldie, but it's fab with the blends. And I've chosen a lovely colour combination to go with it. Now I want to get rid of this sentiment. I'm just following him around. The fussy cutting queen will take seconds. I wouldn't be so sure. So I did this card in bed last night, the one that was there. We were watching the film in bed. I took it all upstairs and I've got a nice little tray that I use. And Darren, bless him, this morning was like, why is there so much cut paper in the bed, Stacey? Oops. He wasn't happy. It's what he gets for living with a craft, and that's also punishment for choosing that awful film last night. He won't be choosing again soon, that's for sure. Okay, and then this is where our card starts to come to life. Okay, snips are so good for fussy cutting. I would definitely say the art of fussy cutting is 1, patience, 2, a blooming good pair of scissors, and snips are just the best scissors I've ever found. What was it? Well, Colette, let me tell you, I have no idea what it was called. It had Benedict Cumberbatch in it and Jodie Foster, and it was based on a true story. And if you go to sleep, I'm really sorry while I tell you, it was based after 9/11, and it was about the people that the Americans took to Guantanamo Bay. So you can imagine how graphic it was. The only thing that actually took my attention was Benedict Cumberbatch's thick American accent. That was all I can really remember about it, and the graphic scenes, which weren't very pleasant. But yeah, it was a good film in the sense of it was really hard hitting, and I'm sure if you like that sort of thing, it's a brilliant film, but it wasn't what I wanted to watch at all. No. So, strawberries. I'm going to cut the strawberries out on the line. Now, I don't have the strawberry punch yet, it's on back order. So that is why I'm fussy cutting. I'm just going to cut out my strawberries and try not to cut off that lovely stem. We've stamped. The Mauritanian, yes, Wendy, that's what it was called. Well done. 10 points for you. Mark's tried to get me watch that on Prime. Yeah, that's it. It was on Prime. Well, look at the detail on that strawberry. Isn't it just amazing? Makes me very happy. Okay. Well done, Louise. Louise said she was lucky enough to get the strawberries and the punch. before it went on back order. Well, I wasn't going to order the strawberries, was I? I was very against it, thinking, no, I don't need that. What do I need a strawberry for? And then I caved. But I caved when it was on back order. So, more for me. And this way, when you cut the strawberries out like this, you lose any kind of colour that you've got gone over the edge. My turn to cave for once. Yes, indeed, Colette. Right, must not cut this stem off. Oops, get rid of my little offcuts. So, we've now got our cute little snails. I feel like he needs a little satchel, like he's going to school. And then our little strawberries over here are starting. It's starting to look like a card, isn't it? And not just a crazy mess. So now let's cut out our little leaves. Now I know that I would have cut off that branch or the stem of this plant. So then look, this is going to get put back on, and then if we put it over the top of our gate, isn't that clever? Love that. So to put these on, just going to curl it slightly so we get a little bit of detail on those leaves. Okay, and then we can put that on. And I'm into cutting my dimensionals at the moment because I've run out of mini ones. I'm always running out of dimensionals. I know that's how much I use them. I should really learn from that. And I love this technique because you then get some extra definition on the things that would previously have been flat. Lots of people hopping on and off tonight. Okay, so then our little flowers. And I'm not going to pop the flowers on just yet because I want to layer up where we're going to put the strawberries and the snails. Yeah, these snails, for some reason, one of them I envisage kind of having a little backpack going off to school. I don't know why I think that though. Just the way my brain works, I guess. And all I'm doing is kind of following the outline of this leaf. Okay, nearly there. So again, let's just curl those leaves slightly. And then we'll pop on, oops, little dimensional. So let's put this little flower on. Right, now the strawberries are going to go in here, I think. So I do want to put that other one on, which is here. So. Following it all round. So now we can put our little leaf on. And I'm going to stick this one down flat because we want our snail and our strawberry to kind of sit over it. Okay, so now we can sit our little strawberry in there like so. And with the strawberries again, we're going to shape it. So just curl it with your bone folder. You get a lovely little effect there. Got to put that leaf on over down there as well. Nearly there. Just realised my hands aren't even really in shot. Okay. And what happened to our little flower? Now we can put our little flowers on because we know where our strawberry is going to go. Okay, so that looks quite sweet, I think. And then now a little strawberry. Let's have a dimensional in there. I'm going to tuck that in behind there like so. And just pop that down like that. So our strawberry's in the middle of that. And then we've got a couple of little flowers to add on. And then our fussy cutting is almost done. Hooray! Well done to everyone who stuck with me on this one. I was having a little watch before this of Paul O'Grady's dog show. Such a cute show. All the dogs that are in Battersea Dogs Home. It's really sweet. Just had some bunnies given to them, which is very different. I don't know how people can kind of abandon and do that to animals, but at least they, with the bunnies, they were left so that Battersea had them. Let's put these on with a... It's no chore to watch me. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Okay, let's have a little dimensional here. And then that flower can just sit. So that strawberry now looks like it's behind everything. And there's our last little flower. like so. What do you think? I'm just going to, actually I'm going to leave those on there for the time being. So now our little snail, I think I'm going to put one in there. Now let's put him down there actually. And then we can put this fella up here, and then that leaves us room for a little sentiment down there. So with our lovely snails, how is the wonderful Dave? He's good. He's very, very good. He wasn't very happy today because I'd gone out and he didn't get to come with us. He wasn't very happy, bless him. But we went to a park and he can't come in a park, so yeah, it wasn't very fair. But he's fine. He's a good boy, really. And then up here we can now put in some extra strawberries. So let's have one that's flat. Can't watch that show. I'm in bits by the end. Oh, it is. It's awful, isn't it? Tonight wasn't so bad. I don't know if it's where I was kind of prepping for this. But yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Okay, like so. I think I'm going to put that there. What do you think? Yay or nay? I think yay. Do you know what? I'm just going to do it. Like so. So now we've got our little snails in the strawberry patch. What do we think? Let me know your thoughts. And before I do anything, before I put him on a card, I'm just going to add a little bit of speckling to that muddy kind of area. That's better, like that. So there we've got our little muddy area, and now we get to put him on our card. So we said that we would have this piece of white, like so, and then he's going to go on a white card base. So we're going to change the colour of that piece. Now, as you know, I'm a big fan of black and white, so of course we need some black card. But if you don't have black card, you simply use your white card. Run your black blend around the edge, like so. Like so. And then you put your layer on and you've got a black bit of card. Love it. Now the reason I did that is because last night when I'm watching this terrible film, I only had white card. So I just had to improvise, and that was my improvise. So it's great if you've run out of coloured card and you just need a little background piece, use your blends. Okay. And then we have our little card like so. Oh, Denise, I'm going to message you tomorrow, but I don't have to now because you're here. Your order has turned up today, including with your stamp set. So that's ready for you when you want it. Okay. So all we've got left to do is put our sentiment on. Oh, on a bit in the middle. Let's do our bit in the middle. That's our extra piece. There it is. So that's my big piece. That's genius, colouring the edge. It's not bad, is it, Hilary? I thought of that last night at about 11:45. All because I didn't have any black card with me. Has my pre-order turned up? No, it hasn't yet, Louise, but it was shipped today. So hopefully next week it will be here. And I can't blooming wait. Actually, I can wait because the girls are off at the moment and it will just distract me and I need to focus on the girls. Like so. That's it. Love that. Okay, so we've got that like so, and then now inside the card, let's stamp a little strawberry. And then I'm nearly ready to let you go and enjoy your evening. Now, for this, what I'm going to do is I've added my yellow ink and then I'm going to dip my dauber on my Poppy Parade and I'm going to take that Poppy Parade ink straight to the stamp. Okay. And then stamp it directly on there, so you get your little multicoloured strawberry still without going over the edge with that dauber. Clever, eh? What is my most used blend colour? Crumb cake. Without a doubt, crumb cake. I use it for shading, I use it for going around the edge to highlight things. Yeah, always using crumb cake. Couldn't live without it. And then it's black. Black is my most used colour with everything. What, my wardrobe, my house. Love black and white. My husband's getting rather sick of it though. Oh well. Since when do the men get a say in the colour scheme of your house? Seriously, what does he expect? Okay, and then Old Olive. Like so. Love that little strawberry. So then let's choose a sentiment. I think I'm just going to go with thank you. Really, really simply, thank you. But the bathroom looks fab. It does, doesn't it? I'm really chuffed with the bathroom. I think it looks fab as well. Okay, so let's get our thank you. Darren loves purple. Oh, bless him. Love that. See, if my Darren had his own way, every room in our house would be a different colour, which is fine. I totally understand that's some people's taste, but it's not my personal style. I don't like that. I don't like that. So let's go back to the drawing board. Let's have hello there. The floor pattern makes my eyes go wonky. What, in my house or on this card? There's a lot of different colour patterns in my house of floor. That's better. I like hello there. Cute. Just what we want. And then inside, let's have, that was so sweet of you. I'm going to pinch my card idea. Do it, Sharon. Do it. I love it. Okay. And there we are, all finished. So that has taken me... How long has that taken me? That has taken me 50 minutes to make that card. and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really chuffed with that. So feel free to watch back from the beginning. I'd love to tell you how I made that, but I can't really remember. No, I can, I lie. Always start with your background first and then add in your pieces as you go along. The first thing I stamped was my gate, and then it was my strawberry plants in the background. Then I've got my grass. I've created my mud with a blending brush, and then all of these extra pieces have been added in afterwards, just layering up as I go, and that card has got really nice depth and dimension to it. So that card, here's the first one I made last night. Here's the next one. Here's also one I made earlier as well, because I can't stop with these snails. And here's the start of one that I started earlier, which is where we went from here. So that's it for me this evening. Thank you so much to everyone who's sat and spoke along to me, listened to me waffle along, and watched me make that card. I've loved spending some time with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I'm usually live on a Thursday morning, but because it's half term, I'm going to spend some time with my girls instead. I'll be live again on Sunday evening, and I promise there will be no more snails. Maybe just some strawberries or something very different. So enjoy the rest of your week. If anyone's got any questions about the products, techniques, or just wants to have a chat, please get in touch. I love hearing from you. All of these products are available from my online store at the moment, so if you wanted to place an order, you can do that. Don't forget to enter the host code on the website so that you get a free gift from me in May. And that's it. I'm off now to write a blog post, tidy up, and then go and see my husband. So thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.